LOL, seriously, is here. Back for some more rebuilding a legacy. It is basically dawn. What time is it? 7 in the morning. We're back at the settlement. I don't need the light on anymore. It's been night. It's always night here. I feel like I landed at a spot where it's always night. Beautiful though. As you can see, there's another building up here on top of the cliff. There's also one down here at the bottom of the cliff. Just a couple simple little buildings I threw up real quick, like not much planning involved, no glitching or fancy stuff required. I don't think. Let's go over. Let's see. Oh, there was one thing that I thought I would show you guys. I've done it before, but let's just bring it up. The base of this thing. Let's go into build camera. Is the roof parts, and you don't have to flip these upside down to get them to be an upside down roof. All you need to do is put a wall at the level you want them, not above them, the level you want them at. So, for example, let's just build out a bit from this wall, I guess. Where's the out? There we go. So if we make a square out in the air, a lot of snap points in this area, so let's try pointing that way. It's a bit better. So we want this down here to have roof parts pointing inward, the four corners. How do we do that? We put a wall down here at this level, basically. That's the trick. Now, when we go to, I think they're in the stone parts, these ones. There are metal ones as well, and they meet up better in the corner if you want to do these. But you want the inner roof corner, is what you want to use. And then you rotate that like that. Now that you have this one in, the others will snap beside it, but you see, if we try to go to this corner here, it won't snap to this corner because there's nothing for it to snap to. That one works, and now this one will work. And there we go. Let's turn the flashlight back on, actually. That's how that works. That's the fanciest thing that was involved in putting these buildings in. Well, we did the window glitch there that we showed last time. Let's get the build camera and delete this stuff. We don't need that floating in the air. We might be putting huts like this, though, in the water. Oh, I did do one other fancy thing between episodes, and we'll use the build camera to show that off too. This building that we put in last time, we got some supports in, and they are in the floor. If we target this piece, you can see that they merge up into the floor, so they're holding it up. There's no gap, and they don't show through the top. And the way I finagled that was, let's build a hut. Let's build a hut and we'll do it after. Alright? Let's start like that. So we want to build a hut over off of this dock, say. Eventually we do, so we're going to do it. What size hut do we want here? I'm thinking we want... This is pretty small. This is a small one. I think we want a big one somewhere. Let's put in... Where are these things? Oh yeah, we need to do this first if we want to get the floor at the right height. We need to put one of these in. Let's put it in this way. Roof piece is here. Yeah, maybe like that. There we go. Let's see. Do we want a 2x2? Or is that a bit much? No, that's fine. Now what we want to do, though, is now we want some finaglery if we want the support for this building to be in the very middle. So, I'm going to delete that one. I'm just going to move one of these over here off to the side, and we can snap stuff back in off that later, and we can delete all of these. So we want one in the middle there. How are we going to get that to go? We don't have to use these small pieces, but it couldn't hurt. Oh, I think I have an idea. We're going to use new pieces. We're going to go to... I think we need a wall there first, so let's put a wall touching that middle point. Then let's put this here. Let's put one of these somewhere so we can copy it. Now we want to do a universal adjacency glitch, I think. So we want a floor piece. Any old floor piece will do, especially one that looks different than the one we got there already. And, oh, hey, wait a minute. That's exactly what I wanted. I don't need to do any finaglery. This piece here was all I needed to get a floor centered in this room. See? 1, 2, 3/4, 1/4 hidden by that floor. Okay. We could have used a universal adjacency glitch with this piece here, the cap, because it has a snap point right at the middle where this floor would be. But we don't need to do that. We're lucky. I'm just stupid. So we've got our floor here. Now this piece that we're going to be putting in is not going to be perfectly centered in our room. That's fine by me. It's going to be centered with this wall right here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to move that wall there. We're going to get one of these. I'm going to snap that there. We're going to delete the wall. We're going to put in a cuboid room. And now we can snap in a cuboid room frame to the bottom, and we're going to pick our color. And it's going to be rusted. Snap that in, and then they snap to the bottom of themselves, which is great. Now we can delete the cuboid room, that, and that floor piece. We don't need that anymore, and then let's snap these back in. There we go. And now we can build a building around that, and it is supported without sticking through. Because the way that I was doing it before, to get it perfectly centered in the room, it works perfectly centered in one of these tiles, but it shows through the top, and I didn't like that. I don't want to be tripping over metal slats, so yeah, let's not do that. Now let's decide on some walls for this place. I think we want these, or do we want these for the roof pieces? Because these can get some nice bright colors for the roof pieces quite easily. Because these just have this color palette here. We don't have to do any swapping. The one downside of having the 4 different color palettes, let's go over the 4 color palettes today, I guess, while we have some daylight. We have the timber wood palette. This is using the blue from we were just on. So let's go to the palette for this. This is the timber palette. Very woody colors. This is the brightest one, teal and oak. Pine and blue is also pretty good. It gives you a very nice white and blue. But they're not overly bright. They're very wood grain, which is good. We do want wood grain for this, so we might want to use some of these. Ooh, that's sort of nice. But that one sort of matches the dock there. We'll go with that for now. There is also the stone palette, as you can see here. very different palette. We don't have the same ones. We have other blues, we have blue and teal. I like that one. We're going to be using these two a lot in our build because this is what the settlement uses. So we want to match that if we're using stone pieces. Lots of interesting colors here, and you can put any of these on the original pieces, and you can put any of the original palette onto these pieces using that glitch we've been using. There is the alloy palette. Limited, a couple less options, but some very nice different options. Purple, there we go, very nice purple too. Let's try putting that on wood. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, not too shabby, right? So there are some nice options available that you can't get in the regular palette. So 1, 2, 3 palettes, 4 palettes. So, you know, a battery has the standard color palette. And the 5th palette is the freighter palette that we've been using off of these parts here. So a very full options, lots of options here. But they're very muted. These colors are not bright, and when you apply them to the basic parts, they don't get very bright. That's actually what I want to see. Let's go back to purple. That was in alloy. Purple and white. We'll back out and we'll go to legacy parts. We'll pick the floor. I mean, yeah, that's purple. It's fairly bright. All right. I mean, it's not what I want. I just wanted to see how bright it got, because that's the brightest color I've seen from the new color palettes. And it's not one we want to use. Okay, so maybe we do want to use this, though. We're going to put up 2 of those. Do I want metal bases here? Let's see what options we have. We're gonna go here, we're gonna pick our color. Yeah, it's already on oak, okay. And options. How does this look? We need to go from here though, because we don't have anything. It would want to snap at the bottom. It's not gonna let us snap up unless we snap from here. It's the downside of using these ceilings as floors. That is a very blank wall. That is not a lot of stuff on that at all. Let's see what else we got. That's not a very private wall. Maybe if we were doing a second floor, we would do that. Yeah, I don't like that much. Yeah, I think the base timber wall is what we're going to go with. But we'll actually pick the base so that if we put something below it by accident, it doesn't change the wall. Now, windows, we have lots of options here, I believe. There's also these windows and these windows. But this is the one I'm looking at. We're going to go with the base. And maybe a couple of these. No, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get rid of that one. We're going to copy that, put that one there. And we're going to put a full-size window here. Sure. We need a door. I do like the extruded doors. What does angled mean? Oh, it's got that cutout. Yeah. You know what? That cutout is sort of nice. We'll go with that. Right there. And another tiny window. Ooh. I wish we had this version in flat. I mean, we sort of do with the frontage. Okay, let's do a frontage then instead of that door there. Frontage base, yeah. And yeah, tiny windows again. We can just copy it from here. All right, let's get that roof on. And let's see what happens when we pick, whoops. Yeah, that would be good too. Blue and white is the colors here. Is it just fully blue? It absolutely is. What about with, we're on blue and white still, so let's go to these wood ceilings and see how they look. Oh yeah, I sort of like that stripe. Color of white there. What about, we'll leave that one. We'll try out a new one over here. What about if we pick the natural color palettes? Teal, it's a bit, oh, that's sort of the opposite. Ooh. That's almost the exact opposite. That is sort of neat. Okay, what happens if we play checkers here? Now, we're not going to get a good look at this until daylight, unless we get up there. They're not exact matches. You can see how bright the blue is on this one compared to how dark it is there. So it could be better. I want to get a good look in daylight, but that's an idea. What about from inside? Oh, I don't know that I would want to lie down in the bed and look up at that. Let's maybe let's not play checkers. What about, I saw and said that the stone palette has some good colors. We go to here, teal and blue, blue and gray. Let's do blue and gray and see how that looks on wood. You know what? I like that. We're going to delete these roof pieces and put all four as those. It's very, it's colored and it's worn looking. It's, yeah, faded. Sun damaged. I like it. Okay. Let's get inside and take a peek. Yeah. Oh, it got real dark for a second there. I don't know why. It was bright when we came in. Did our light dim? Yeah, your light dims. I guess that's good. You don't want too much reflection on the inside, but I wanted to see this like it was day. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, let's keep going. We wasted a bunch of time on coloring our roof here. We'll stand on that roof. I think that hut's pretty good. It's a bit big. I think we're gonna go with mostly smaller huts. We should keep the big stuff on the ground. So I would like a hut on this side here, and we're gonna go with, I think, whoops, what did I just do? I picked up a piece, okay. We're going to go with some triangle pieces for this building. Why not have a bizarre shaped building? Oh. Well, we don't need to use these roof pieces for floors everywhere, especially not out over the water. We can use any pieces of floor piece here. So yeah, we can do triangle stuff. Okay, cool. Timber, triangle, full size, sure. And we'll go here, and there. And what color are we on? Just regular. Okay, cool. And that is a sort of very tiny building, but that's okay. What we're going to do for our support for this building is make a floor going off the side. We're going to get rid of that triangle piece for the moment. We're going to put a floor on. Oh, we don't need the floor there at all, actually. That's good. We just need the door. Well, a wall. And a corridor. Cuboid rooms at the bottom. Oh yeah, gotta get rid of the wall. You can't snap the cuboid room to the edge of a corridor that has a wall attached to it. That's the snap point. So, there we go. Room frame. And that's already into the ground, onto the ground. Perfect. And now we can snap our triangle back in. Oh, triangles are not as wide. See that? It's overhanging. So, what are we going to do about that? I think we can do the opposite trick. We can have it overhang this way a bit. That's no problem to me at all, because I want the dock to have some support, right? So let's get our floor panel back. Now we do want to snap this floor panel in here. Come on, there we go. And we want to put the door. Yeah, we'll snap it on that side there. Whoops. There we go. I had it. There we go. That's where we want it. We want our corridor on that side. Get rid of the wall. Get rid of the floor too now. Corridor, cuboid. Whoops. Rust, orange. Snap to the bottom. Snap to the bottom. There's a little bit that would see that corner right there that's bright green on this side. That's why I'm going to waste this building part. Because that does show. If somebody goes down and they see it's not touching the floor, they'd be like, ah. Alright, so get rid of those, get rid of those, get rid of that. Now we can snap this back in. Oh, hey, I forgot. Wooden floors have a gap. Okay, so we do want... Well, I have an idea for that too. Okay. Yeah, we need one of these. I did not need to leave the build camera. Gonna snap that down here, and we are going to use one of these roof pieces. Snapped to that. Is the floor facing the right way? It is. I don't even know if it shows up through there, except for the metal parts. Get rid of the wall. It doesn't show up through there at all. That's perfect. Just these nubs. Rivets. Rivet, rivet. Yeah, that works for my purposes. Looks like it's supported pretty well. Yeah, it's a good merge. I like it. If we just used a thicker wooden floor for this, or we used concrete floors, that wouldn't have mattered. So we didn't need to worry about that too much. Okay, we're gonna do, I think for this one, we're gonna do old-fashioned stuff. So let's get our colors out. Actually, I've discovered that this on white is pretty, we found that out last time. It's pretty darn faded. So yeah, maybe I do want to get the color out. Okay. Freighter color, oh yeah, you're in here. Wall. Frontage. Window on that side? You know what? This should be all windows on the front. I mean, you know, you're facing out to the bay. That's where you want your windows, right? Okay. And over here, we're gonna do that kind of window that we did on the other side. So that's a bit of finaglery that we're gonna need to do. Oh yeah, that won't snap in. We need to use these pieces. Oh, can you not snap both in? Why not? That's weird. Okay, well, I guess we won't do that. Can we not? We can snap that in, but we don't want that. Okay, okay, okay. Well, I have an idea of how we can get that bottom piece in. I know how. Okay, cool. The same way that we're going to get the window in there. We're going to use the same thing we did that last time. Where are those pieces? They're over here. No, I was wrong. They're down here. There we go. So we want to go down first. We need a wall. We need a floor down there. We need to snap that to the floor. This is going to be up a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to remove this floor for the moment. Snap a floor to this. Get rid of that and that. And I'm going to snap a floor to that. See how it goes up or down there? We want the up position. Now we can snap in one of these to that. Ta-da! But to get our window in, what we're going to have to do is do a different height. So we're going to get rid of this. We're going to go down from there one more. We're going to pick this up and move it down. Going to go back to our piece. Is that at another new height? I think so. It should be. So I'm gonna, oh yeah, that's much taller, which is fine. It doesn't matter if it's taller. We're just putting a window in there. We're gonna copy a floor. Oh, yeah, we have to do it out here first. Get rid of that piece. What's that? I think, oh, we're done. We're done for the day. Okay, all right. Well, let's get this window in here. We want to snap to the highest point we can. Up one more. There we go. We want to go to our window pieces. We want to snap that window in there. It's going to be very tall. Look at that sticking over the edge. That's fine. Delete that, delete that, delete that. Copy our floor and snap it to even with the other floors. So now we've got a window in there on the front, and we can do something funky here. What are we going to do for the back? Because we've got triangle pieces. Alright, let's see about our walls. Are they the right color still? Yeah. If we do... Ooh, I've got an idea for the roof here. We're going to go a little bit over time. We're going to finish this one off, get it going nice. Yeah, something like this. Sail roof pieces. So what we need is a wall here. Oh, well, we're going to need the walls all along the back of this place, actually. And we're going to have a little bit of an overhang by merging these on each of those walls. I think these ones are going to merge the nicest. They don't merge nice at all. Okay, well that's a bust. That is okay, but what I don't want it to just look like that one, so we're going to use the other roof piece here and see what we can get away with. Can I get it to face... Oh, that is facing that way. Okay, that's the way I want it. And what about... oh, I've got an idea. We'll just use wooden triangle pieces. They should snap here, right? Oh, I'm going to need a square floor piece first. They don't snap to... these triangle pieces don't snap. Yeah, that's the way I want it to face. Pick that one up, put it over here. Triangle piece. Oh, I don't have the right colors on these floor pieces yet. Alright, we must have backed out. Oh, no, I do have the right color. Oh, they just look different on the corner pieces? Alright. There we go. I might pick some different colors for this piece here. In fact, let's just pick some different colors right now. There we go. It doesn't change that. That's always going to be white in the sail, which is fine. There we go. Another ramshackle added to 2 of them. 2 more added today. We're going to keep adding. This fishing village isn't going to build itself. I'll build a couple more between episodes, and we'll come build some more next time as well. We're still working on the settlement. In fact, we're going way over time. There we go. New proposal ready in 28 minutes. I denied another building. Oh yeah, this is what we're going to get up to after our building proposals are done. I've laid a couple of foundations out up here for some buildings to go into the settlement. I don't think these ones are going to be in the way. Fingers are crossed. But that'll be it for today. Till next time, everybody. Have a good time.